Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're doing like 10 things in one. We're going to be talking about the Boxycharm Ipsy merger. We're going to talk all the tea on that. Also, last month my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus was not very good. Unfortunately, half the items in my bag were missing and they did arrive. So the Seraphine Botanicals palette specifically, you guys were really interested in seeing me play around with. So I do a full tutorial on this look here, playing around with the palette that came in my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus that didn't come in my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. So if you want to talk about Boxy and Ipsy's merger, all of the details on that, get a tutorial, talk about my October Ipsy, and I actually did my custom choice for my November Ipsy, so I can tell you guys what's coming in that too. Make sure to keep on watching. Please don't forget to subscribe because I upload 3 or 4 times a week. That'll be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to join me for some Ipsy Boxy tea, stay tuned. All right, so first I am going to pull up my Ipsy app just to give you guys a little bit into my November box because I did do my customization. Today is the 3rd, so I did my customization yesterday. So pulling that up on the Ipsy app, which is for some reason taking forever to load today. There we go. So the bag is actually really cute this month. I will show it off a little bit better when I do my full unboxing. But I do have a mini Violet Voss palette coming, as well as the Yensa Silk Bronzing Base and Brush. I'm going to be completely honest. Those are the 2 items that were chosen for me. The palette I'm really interested in. I'm not really interested in the bronzer at all. If it is a cream bronzer or bronzing base, I'm not into it at all. For my 3 products for choice, the first is from Complex Couture. It is a Rusty Rose Lip Balm. From Julep, it is an Eyeshadow 101 Cream to Powder Eyeshadow Stick, which is like a nude shade, and I have been on a hunt ever since I made the transition to go cruelty-free to replace my MAC Painterly paint pot. I do still use it because I am trying to use up the product that I have, but I am in the process of going completely cruelty-free, so as soon as I finish that, I will not be repurchasing it. So I'm hoping that this shadow stick will work really well as a primer. And then I also got the Morphe 8L Lo-Fi Sculpt and Shimmer palette. I was really excited when I saw it on the app, and then I remembered that I thought I had the other one, and as soon as I put in my customization, I realized that I did have it. So stay tuned for my Ipsy video because I will have an extra one of those palettes, so we will be doing a giveaway. Now on to the main event, which is what everybody's here for. Let's talk about Boxycharm and Ipsy's merger. So it was announced earlier this week that Ipsy bought Boxycharm. And depending on who you hear or talk to, I've heard people say that Ipsy acquired Boxycharm. I've heard people say they have merged together into this bigger group. But based on the cash flow and based on all of the articles I've been reading, Ipsy bought Boxycharm and will be operating under a larger umbrella. Now, a lot of people are freaking out, and I've gotten so many comments about how much they are going to miss Boxycharm when it disappears. That is not what is going to happen, and I'm going to put my money on that now. Boxycharm is not going anywhere. Everybody always seems to think that these companies are all independent, and once they merge together, they get rid of both. But keep in mind, the Boxycharm client and the Ipsy client are 2 very different people. I mean, I'm both, and I have both, but there's a lot of people who like one over the other, and it would be completely alienating for them to focus one versus the other. So it is in my humble opinion that they're going to stay together. The example I like to use is actually Estee Lauder. It is a very large umbrella company that owns Smashbox and Glam Glow and Bobbi Brown and Tom Ford and many other brands within the conglomerate. And technically 3 of those brands could have a foundation. Technically, even though they're competition, they all work under the same umbrella. So I am going to say I am nearly positive the 2 companies are going to run independently. It says that at least for the next 18 months, they will be running separately under one board before they go public, which means there's going to be Ipsy and Boxycharm's company on the stock market, which is really cool. They will also be coming out with a 3rd subscription box, which I believe was called Rejuvenate, and it was all about skincare, I believe. Now, I'm not even going to look it up because there's going to be someone in the comment section who corrects me. First person to correct me on the name and the info, I'll just pin the comment. But this is really exciting because it means that together they will be pooling their resources. Now, I have heard a couple different things on either side of pro Ipsy, pro Boxy, and I'm going to be honest, my hope is that the 2 of them coming together is going to kind of make the best of everything for everyone. Everybody has always complimented Ipsy's customer service over Boxycharm, and as someone who has had issues with both as a paying subscriber long before I started getting PR. I will say Ipsy has a better customer service, and their shipping is much faster, and their customization process is a little bit smoother. That being said, I have consistently found that the product selection, product choices, and offerings are technically better in Boxycharm. So when you're going on the Ipsy versus Boxycharm, I think that this blend could mean that some of these products that Boxycharm has could end up in Ipsy, or some of the brands that Boxycharm has connections with could be in an Ipsy, which is amazing for Ipsy subscribers. In addition, having an issue with Boxycharm, potentially Ipsy customer service traits will merge their way onto Boxycharm, and we will kind of get the best of both worlds from both. I know that this sounds ridiculously sponsored and ridiculously optimistic. I'm not getting paid for saying any of this today. That was not English. I'm not getting paid to say any of this today. I'm just sharing with you guys my opinions, especially as somebody like, I was a huge fan of the brand Murad before they were purchased by Unilever, and when the merge happened or when they were acquired, the brand actually just had more resources, more money, and got better. So I'm hoping that this merger is going to mean amazing things for everyone. Now, make sure to sound off down below with your thoughts and everything. I will try to remember to link the article. At this point, there's like 10 articles, but I will try and link 1 or 2 down below. And for those of you who made it this far and are here for the tutorial, let's jump into it. I have this one curl that keeps falling. Alright, so normally I would start off with the eyes and work my way down, but because of the whole situation that happened last month, which I will list the video up here, you guys already know from the intro, we're basically just trying out the missing products from my last month Ipsy. So I'm going to throw on a lip first, and I'm going to use the Spice lip liner from MAC just because it's the perfect shade to go with the lip gloss I got last month, which was the Haus Labs Chaser Le Riot Lip Gloss. So I'm just going to quickly line my lips and then throw on the lip gloss, and we'll kind of adjust the eyes based on what works with the lips. And now that the lip is lined, we're going to go in with the lip gloss, which is a little like a terracotta-y brown, which is why I went with this, because the lip liner is a little bit more red, so it's going to make the whole thing look a little warmer. I absolutely love the way this color looks. And we're going to build the eye look to kind of pair off the lip, but I'm really happy with how it looks so far. So the palette that I didn't get was the Sakura and Sage Vegan Eyeshadow and Blush Palette. Just open that up and show you guys the inside. It is actually really beautiful, and it's nice and neutral. You got that nice pop of silver down here, which is like almost green. So that's probably going to end up on the inner corner. I'm going to grab some eye brushes, and we're going to go into a nice, easy look with this. I'm going to start with the shade Pecan, and I'm going to take that on a flat-ish shader brush, and I'm going to start in the socket of the eye, and then once I feel like I have that where I want it, I'm going to buff it a little higher, really concentrating it more on the outside of the eye, just so that we can make it look a little bit bigger. So I can already tell you I'm liking this formula. Notice how where I'm blending it, it does give you like a nice gradation of color. So where you blend it or how intense you put it on, you can soften it, which is great for getting like a one shadow look. Obviously today we're going to go a little bit more than one shadow, but it does give us that really nice definition. Once I'm happy with where that is, I'm going to go into Chicory, the dark brown. And I'm going to take that on the outer third of the eye and blend it up to the crease. Really just concentrating that color pretty low for definition. While I figure out what I want to do on the lid, I'm going to throw some black liner in my waterline and use those same 2 shades just to smoke out some definition, and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, and then going into the shade Dawn, which is actually like a shimmery blush tone. I'm going to take a little bit on that same brush, and I'm just going to softly blend out the edges of where these 2 colors meet. Just because I do want to soften it a little bit, and that blush tone, well, I assumed, and it is actually working out, is a little more sheer. So it's not going to be quite as intense of a pigment payoff. Based on the color of the lip, I think I want to go with something a little bit more cool toned. I think I'm actually going to go in with the color Sparkle, which is a little more of like a pink with some silver micro glitter in it. Normally I'd go in for something a little more taupey, but I don't know. I'm feeling dangerous. So I did mist that with some setting spray just to make it a little more foiled. Yep, that is going to be the vibe. That pink is really pretty. It's almost reading a little more peachy on camera, which I'm not mad at. The one thing I will say is that the colors in this are feeling and reading a little bit more spring than fall. But I live in South Florida, so what is the difference between spring and fall? The weather's the same. It's like 80 degrees. It's pretty. I am going to take a little bit more of that brown shade just to blend the edges. And then, as I promised, I'm going to go into the silver shade for my inner corner. I love that shade. All right, I'm going to go throw on a little bit of bronzer, and I'll come back to blush up the cheeks a little bit. And when I come back, I'll also have my mascara on and lashes done, and we can finish this up. All right, we are back, and bronzer is on, lashes are on, and we're going to go into blush from the palette. I'm going to use the same brush I always use, and I'm actually going to use Azalea, the pinky shade, just because that's what my vibe is. And then I know the second I put it on, I'm going to be like, ooh, that orange, though, and throw some Dawn on top. But we shall see. That's really pretty. It's a soft color. I think that's why the color looked so good blending it with the eyeshadow earlier, is because it's a little bit more on the sheer side. You get a little bit of that shine and that glow, but it's not a whole lot of pigment. I am going to take a little Dawn, that orangey tangerine shade, just to warm up the cheeks a little more. Yeah, I really like how that's looking. I originally wasn't going to film this as its own video, but honestly, you guys were so overwhelmingly in favor of me doing this in my last Ipsy video where I was talking about, in general, did you guys want to see this? And you guys were literally like, I think I got every other comment was like, yes, do it. And then the other ones were just, commenting, which is also awesome. So that is how the palette turned out. I think it turned out beautifully. Looking at it now, I think I would want to go with a lip that was a little bit more like peachy and not quite as brick with the pink on the eyes. But independently, like just the eyes or just the lip, I do love. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to let me know down below all of your thoughts on the Boxy Ipsy merge, all of your thoughts on the palette. This was technically an October unboxing. My Ipsy for November is still on the way, so you will be getting a full video for that. Thank you again, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.